Welcome to Court Explainer. We deal with the question of consent. People raise this question. How do we deal now that somebody has the age to consent? Can that consent be withdrawn? Thank you, our viewers, because that question I was asked. Can consent be withdrawn midway? Yes. Consent is given until it is withdrawn. There is no blanket consent all over that somebody accepted to have sex with you and you think that is a blanket consent. The consent of today expires. A new consent must be sought for tomorrow. Another consent must be sought another time. So if you are coming from a point that I have had this consent, we have had sex for the last 5 years, why again should I ask consent? There is nothing called implied consent. Under the Sexual Offences Act, it must be expressed. That is the consent. Number two, can conduct and implication be taken to be consent? What do I mean? A woman walks to you all the way from Uganda. She takes a flight. She comes. Or she takes an Uber. She takes a boda boda. She comes to you. She has no pant, the way we saw there. Is that consent? That is not consent. Any implied consent cannot stand in court. It must be express consent so that she knows what she came for. 3, can this consent be withdrawn as the connection is going on? Yes. If she changes her mind midway, before orgasm has come, before whatever the climax according to what you want, she can change her mind. You have got to stop. Any defense that, and we have seen it in court, any defense that it is humanly not possible to stop, medical records have proved that it is humanly possible. So there is no defense that I could not manage to put the brakes. I had gone so far. Then number 4 is your wife. Has marriage given you an automatic consent for sex? No. The fact that a wife is your wife, consent must be sought to engage in sex. If she refuses, you cannot force her to have sex. That is what, under the law, what is called marital rape. Be very careful, because this is a contested topic. We have to redo it to bring to your station that the fact that you paid 40,000 goats for dowry, that is not a slave. You must always look consent from your wife. Wives, you must always look for consent from your husbands. If he tells you he doesn't want sex, that consent is not there. So marital rape is an offense now, and people are going to be charged because the DCI follows court helicopter every other time. Then the question about consent. Can consent be withheld in marriage unreasonably? Then, if this consent for have sex is withheld unreasonably what are the options, that forms a ground for divorce. It mutates from consent to a ground of divorce, which is called denial of conjugal rights. So it is not a panga carrying a panga. It is not you you drink and come and force somebody to have sex if they don't want. Walk to a lawyer, file your divorce with the ground of that you have not been given what is called your conjugal rights. Then lastly, Bramwell has texted me, thank you Bramwell, to remind me that rape does not mean using your male organ or your female organ only. The law talks of any form of implement. Any. That's my good friend called Bramwell. He has asked me, tell them, can you use any part of your body and it becomes rape? Yes. Can your finger be determined as a penetration? Yes. So don't talk that I did not use my male organ to penetrate. Your toe, your finger, your hand. You can take a bottle. My normal specs can be used and it will be taken as penetration. So get it today. Any part, so long as you have aided that part of your body or any outside implement to penetrate a lady, that is serious offense. Still, Bramwell is asking, what about animals? Yes, if you take a woman and you get animals, the dog, any other animal to engage in connection or sexual act with that, so that is a serious offense. We have explained the controversial issues relating to that marriage act, and we always advise you, keep watching. The reason, Vivian always tells me, she stumbled in section 7 of the penal code and said, ignorance of the law is no defense against a crime. Wakili Danstan Omari, wishing you a happy new year.